today we're gonna review the Amazfit T-Rex 3. I bought it myself. It's not sponsored or anything. Here's the watch. You can see very closely. Affordable and very rich for its price point. If you call adventure walking with a baby carrier and part of wrecking and parks, yeah, I'm guessing. And navigate the nursery, yeah, that's my adventure style. Don't go up mountains or anything. Key features: dual GPS, 1.5-inch AMOLED display, 2000 nits of brightness. So you can see in a bright day of sun. Don't worry, I'm in UK. Don't have that problem, but I did test it in Portugal where I did have to use it. Gorilla Glass protection, and has a magnetic charger. Charges through USB-C that you connect to the side and here. Why did I buy this watch? This ability to extend extreme temperatures, as you can see in there, and also the water resistance. It does offer a good value for the array of sensors, and comparing with Garmin, the Zepp app is quite friendly, it's easy to customize, doesn't have too much information, compatible with my weight scale. I was decided by a Garmin Fenix 7 or the Instinct 2, but I saw a lot of reports, mostly for the Fenix 7, of water damage and people not able to use it even in the shower. The Instinct 2 apparently got the better profile. Compared with these two, offers the better screen and more sensors, premium feel too, but it trades off on battery life and lacks of solar charging as the Fenix 7. About comfort and weight size, it's a big watch. Initial experience, I had some issues. I developed some rash to the silicone band. It's solved when I replaced with this strap. Very nice, it brings the adapters inside the box that I had to replace. Only 59 grams, so it's more comfortable than I was expecting. However, it feels like I got a computer in my wrist. I was not very used to these large watches. I used to use a Mi Band better than it, but at the same time, it's very large. To have a quick look what's in the box, it does talk about military standards. A simple box, white. It does have a sticker, Brave Adventure. This is the original straps, but I got rid of them because I was getting rushed. Nothing to do with the brand or the silicone. I just don't get along with silicone apparently, so that was the main issue. Brings the instruction book, adapters, the charger that I showed you before, and the key to unscrew these little screws in the corners. In this case, these two screws in here, and you take out and replace it, put the prongs. That's what I done. Makes it way lighter and more comfortable to use. This is the instructions to do the replacement. Oh, extraordinary. This is a famous tool. You got this specific battery. That was the other reason I bought it. As you can see there, over 3 weeks of battery life, kind of. Typical use, 27 days. Apparently, I'm a heavy user, so 13 days. Been able to do 14 days, 15 days. GPS long life, but I do use. So the advertised 28 days of my first charge only allows 7 days. To calculate the readiness and other metrics, you must activate several battery intense features that will warn you about. I'm 52% at the moment. Ask me, how do I prolong my battery life? So if you don't have the active rate monitor for every 5 minutes, auto stress monitor, assisted sleep monitor, sleep breathing quality monitor, screen up on notification is my preference. If you don't do all those things, tell you what are consuming. In this case, because I'm doing demonstration, I'm going to consume a lot of battery. Turn off those things, you're going to lose some of the scores and nights. Another thing, this face watch, for example, is power intensive, and they're not joking, because the first week when I used this, it was draining a lot. I'm guessing because of the heart rate graphic, consumes a lot of resources, because this for me is the perfect face watch. Got everything that I need, but I cannot use it because it literally drains your battery. So I tend to use this one that's more elemental. I wish I had a profile that I can choose parts of the day to deactivate some features and activate during the other period, because most of these things are calculated during the night, during the day. Sometimes I'm not doing anything special. I wish I could deactivate them. That could prolong my battery life. The only options you have to activate battery saving mode, features some heart rate, blood oxygen, assisted sleep monitor will be disabled. And there is another one that's even more extreme. It's just clock mode. Definitely don't want to use that one too. External sensors. The watch supports a heart rate monitor like a chest strap, create readings during exercise and workout. It's also compatible with many accessories. Use some of them. The composition scale, I do have one that's compatible. Body temperature, blood pressure, power meter, cyclic cannons, zoom camera, air quality monitor, and speakers. You got all the things that's compatible. Body temperature, you got these two. Pressure monitor, heart rate monitors. In my case, I use this one. and I like it. It uses a USB-C charger, and I don't have to walk around with the tiny CR batteries. I have a baby, I don't want those tiny batteries and change batteries all the time. Interestingly, you can use the Garmin power meter again with the 5 dual action cameras, GoPro 9 to 10. I think we'll do more. DJI Osmo 4.5, air quality, specifically that one. Speakers, mostly Sonos. Exercise. That was one of the reasons that I got this watch. Free diving certification, pro sport data, provides good information for common activities like running, biking, but I like some specialized data, of course, compared with Garmin device. It does offer diverse activity tracking, including unusual options. Aerobic sports sessions are also possible. Multi-sports, you can combine and give it an order. Hit, rowing, elliptical. If you're doing more than one profile exercise and you want to combine, but it looks like it's limited. Anyway, it's a good option to have. But also got options as driving, dog walking, pelota, Spanish sport. But most of the profiles are the same. If you go martial art, you go to settings, you got assistant and more, and then you go yoga, assistant and more. So there's not big differences between the profiles. It gives a different name for it. Running, hiking, climbing, swimming, they have their own profiles and more characteristics that you can choose. Also, it supports custom workouts. I'm gonna give you this example. For outdoor running, I got training templates. I got this 4x4 for Norwegian style. I had to do it, to be honest. You got interval training that you can define. So 4 minutes of running, 3 of rest, 4 times. You will have a period of warm-up, cool-down. Interval training templates. Has navigation. And then in the assistant, you got workout goals, workout alerts. And alerts, normally I use distance. And there is a lot of stuff to see in here. And intake, return, auto lap, auto pause, virtual pacer, workout automatic detection. I'm not gonna use that as it consumes more battery. It does have the zip coach, as you saw, there's options. I don't think it applies to me because I'm constantly changing my schedule. Advice on food, I think I'm quite okay. It doesn't fit my situation. My routine is too variable for these recommendations to be prevalent. Still activated, it gives me objectives. About the heart rate monitoring with this light sensor, as you can see here in the back. And this is the charging port anyway. Let's show the data. I'm just training 5 kilos, not extraordinary activity. The heart rate will go maximum to 100. I'll show you what I'm talking about. In blue, this is the T-Rex, and red is my chest strap. So in here, I got a correlation of 98, very good value. Correlation is quite close, so closer to the red line. Next one, it didn't detect so well some dip and peaks, but still with a correlation of 96. Points start diverging a little bit. With some muscle training, more a proper gym, I'll show you the images. Start struggling a little bit with the peaks and the downs. You can see kind of misses there. This one's completely failed. See 75 correlation, and the values are completely all over the place. So moderate training does okay. Proper gym training with more weights and diverse exercise fails. Better correlation in here. And if you use the strength training, it does some detection what group muscles you are using. In this case, it also detects stability, continue, rhythm, speed, decay. Quite interesting, and explains everything to you. Did a very well job detecting what I do. Of course, you can detect 25 exercises, but I'll leave in the description what they are. They're the ones that I recognize. For example, I was doing some pec deck machine and it doesn't do very well detecting it. Again, 95, good correlation, but I started seeing this, starts detecting higher than usual, and I have to wait a minute because normally we'll start values of 90 to 100. I'll show you in a few moments. Small train, 96. No problems with that. Some abdominals, some exercise, 97 again. 6. And then after the update, I start having this. When I start the profile and it takes my heart rate, it tends to detect very high, more than 100, and I'm just standing there doing nothing. I don't know why. And running the first time outside 71, as you can see, detect too high. But the rest of the tendencies did well, except here. You can see the correlation was quite bad. Again, some 96, so proper 4. Another one, correlations of 97. Normally I do like 3 to 4 kilometers or 5, kind of depends. 87 is probably the worst value. And after the update, I start having this detection in the beginning very high. Keeps up with the trend. Again, I had to wait 2 minutes in here because it was giving me a very high value of 100 and something, but then the rest 98. That was a good correlation. And the last one, it kind of did well, but it calculates very high spike. I don't know, it was giving me 100, and I was quite sure I was not running to have a heart rate of 150, and I did some abdominals and elevations, so I kind of struggled with those things. Fixed spike, did okay. This was just continuous. This was up and down, correlation of 96. It just did badly in the walking profile. I don't know why. Only tested after the update. Very high values in the beginning. Doesn't do very well. I don't know if like a different characteristic. Another one, again, starting from the 100. I don't know why. In here, jumping, but I think because I was inside the building, so it went a bit nuts. Basically, there is a lot of hit and miss with the heart rate. It does a really good job with the heart rate. Sometimes it nails it. Other times it's completely off, and other times just goes up and down and doesn't detect properly. Of course, the place where you put on the wrist, normally I try to put it a bit above. After the update, I mostly think he's doing a worse job, and the update was to improve the heart rate. So basically, the good thing, you can connect the chest strap and sync with the device, and it will take the data from the chest strap if you want precise data. Sleep. It does detect the time that I go to sleep and wake up. I'm not very interested about REM and non-REM stuff because these devices, I don't believe they can do a very good job, to be honest. The night sleep, you can change the time that begins and start, and you can eliminate even a part of it if you're awake. But the naps, it doesn't let you. So sometimes I want to eliminate naps because I'm just sitting, not moving. Or if I'm in a laying position, reading something, sometimes it will just assume that I'm sleeping. It's it's a bit strange. For night shift, it does a bad job because if you don't sleep during the night, then you sleep during the day, it will just assume that's a nap. Of course, you can change the times. Got my score, time that I sleep, REM, non-REM. Quite interesting information. But awake, yes, I was awake during the night. Probably naps didn't detect. Go to settings, set sleep schedule. So I changed a little bit than usual at 5 in the afternoon and go to bed at 9 a.m., for example, if you're working. Personalization. Just to show you some characteristics of the watch, you have access to many of the characteristics through here, alarms. This is some of them that I put, pressure, altitude, probably incorrect, but setting, find your phone, some modes, the headphones, how to connect, the automatic light that I'm not using, Wi-Fi. If you go to this side, you got the apps, voice memos, quite interesting characteristic. Got one tab measuring that will measure a lot of characteristics at the same time. Of course, it will not work because now I'm not connected. Blood oxygen, stress, and I put in this order. A heart rate push the heart rate that is measuring to another machine. HRV, a new settings more. As you can see, there's a lot of things and you can spend all day. I'll talk about payments in a bit. Membership cards, work clock. If you go up, you got cards, I got alarms, the steps, training load, I got 1 more hour recovery. My heart rate, last time, readiness score, my recovery, but this is all calculated during the night. Sleep, HRV good, rest rate, optimal, breathing quality, all those things. The weather, cold, -1. For the face watches, I got this one, for example, for press here, it goes to the calendar, it goes here, you can see the sun, it goes here, you can see the heart rate, resting heart rate. They're quite dynamic. You press in this corner, I got focus time, and this one, I got lap time. This is one that's personalized and you can see some indicators. I do like this one too. These ones are not from the official store. So to get this, you need to do a trick. I'll just show some of the official store. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. That was my favorite, but it's so power intensive, assuming that I just give up on it. I do like this one. For example, it says Sagittarian, November, got a lot of information, the moon phases, interesting information on this one. I can read what the day of the week. I do like it. I wish it was in red tones. I would love it even more. And how to get these face watches, like this one too. As you can see, very stylish, very nice. Yeah, I got a lot of information. Interesting. Heart rate, but you can access a lot of information in there. And this arch gives you how many hours of sun during the day. To get these face watches, you need to go to Amazfit. For example, for this one, the face watches will be accepted. Amazfit Chetan will be accepted. As you can see, I got this T5 things. You need to go to the app. I'll show you there, and press a few times on the icon and it will give you access to the program mode. And after that, you can scan QR codes. For example, this one, you come in here, download, scan, and we'll upload the face watch to your watch. There are options for the T-Rex 3 in here, but they don't have the code, so it becomes a bit annoying. And from this outer, the T5, it does have beautiful face watches that I like a lot. Here's the one that I'm using most of the time. Comparing with the Garmin, no, it doesn't have a body battery function as an exertion score. So, as you see, the battery will change during the day. If you take a nap, it'll go up, and it takes account your levels of stress. I don't think he's doing that at the moment. Kind of calculate something. You got this readiness score, but like I said, you need heart rate every 5 minutes or 1 minute, auto stress monitoring, sleep breathing monitoring, sleep monitoring, all those things to calculate. In this recent update, it had this exertion score. It's a bit weird. I'll show you the app. Calculates some things. If I do some small exercise, doesn't count anything, but my daily activities does score quite a lot. For example, if I go to run, my exertion will be a maximum. Then it gives you like fatigue level, fitness level, and training status. Maps, they're good, but they're not that good. You see the options, doesn't provide points of interest or rerouting. However, very diverse names, can download them for free. However, loading the GPX route file into the watch is very inconvenient. There is no automated links to platforms, Strava, Ride with GPS, or Komoot. Garmin does better job. Load very quickly, and you can change and do plus, minus, but it's just basic. So talking about payments, so very easy. Just press next, pay in 60 seconds. Now they have this explanation in the site, but if you see in here, it basically says MasterCards only, and that's really annoying. How to add your MasterCard? Now the problem, I don't have MasterCards, but I still can use it. We use this Curve app to do the connection. There's not any banks available because he only accepts MasterCard, and the UK accepts this Curve app to open the account. It's very easy and straightforward. There is a tiny issue with Samsung. Apparently this Curve app is available in the US too. That's the information I could find. It's available since 2022. I don't know because I'm not in America. Things about it, it's free. You don't pay any extras if you only add 2 cards. And now you can add any cards, Visa, type of card or brand. It links to the process of payment, transform them in a MasterCard formats for the Zepp Pay compatibility. Like I said before, the service remains free as long as you only add 2 cards and you don't require a physical card, so that's what I done. If you're using a Samsung phone, you need to download the Curve app from the Samsung store. If you try to install it from the Play Store, put your details on the app, it just crashes every time. And I was thinking, this doesn't even work, the Curve app. And to the point I was almost giving up and thinking, oh, I cannot do contactless payments. And then I downloaded from the Samsung store. Start working, and let me put my details on it. Let me show you the Curve app problem with Samsung. You really need to go for Curve powering Samsung Pay. I think that's the issue. Here it is. Curve powering Samsung Pay, and my case is already installed, so no issues with that. As you see, it transforms in the MasterCard. I use a Visa card. I only had 1 card. That's what I need. The only defect I found in this, when you travel abroad, so the card they associate is a multi-currency card, and normally if I use a different currency, it will just select that currency automatically. But in here, you really need to come to the options and change the currencies. There is a lot of currencies, and if you got a multi-currency card, shouldn't be a problem. If you forget to change it, it will make you pay a small fee during the transaction. You don't see directly is on the conversion, so conversion will be not ideal. If you have Samsung phone, you need to download from Samsung store. Why? If you're US based, please tell me if you can access this app and make this payment. Extras, bad thing, no camera remote control for Android, only for iPhone. It's very strange. I can do it with my Mi Band. I can do a remote control without any delay on my native app, but the T-Rex 3 cannot do it. And then you have to use this app that the reviews are not that great, as you can see in here. And my personal experience was not that great, to be honest, because you can see the pictures after you take them, but you have to use an app with their own layout in your phone, and you cannot use your native app. And I used to activate even the filming camera and stop it, and now I can't. It doesn't do it. So I don't understand how my Mi Band does it and has a remote control, and the T-Rex now doesn't. Music and audio files, it has integrated microphone, it doesn't have speakers. Music playback, you can download files to the device, but have to be MP3s. It will not use Spotify or Amazon streaming service where you can download everything to the watch. You can connect Bluetooth headphones, audio output additional. Watch also provides some voice-to-speech functionalities during workouts. That's really good. I do enjoy running just with the watch. He has voice notes, this lovely app here, where you can record WAV files, and surprisingly you can download them to your phone. I'm not going to use it a lot, but it's quite useful if you have an idea or something that's in your mind and you just need to record it or record something. The music, I download some audio, just needs to be MP3s, as I say. Unlike my phone, it likes a speed adjust, control the music from the phone, and you can change the source. This from the watch itself. I need to connect the headphones first. Also, I can control the sound. I love this slide. You can select if you like the music or it's only for training. You can see all your music, podcasts, some Japanese, some audiobooks that I downloaded in here. And you can select and eliminate, but you have to do it in the watch. AI. I think they boosted a bit too much. Some people were thinking, oh, I'm gonna have ChatGPT in my watch. Not really. The thing I use the most is, for example, the timers. They have this annoying thing. They have these predefined ones, but you cannot define the ones you want. And then if you want anything out of this range, you need to press plus and then do it. That for me is really annoying. So mostly I define this button in the top here to use it. I go countdown 2 minutes. If you press. Okay, that was weird, but normally it does a very good job. It detects what I want. If I do something, set the alarm in 2 hours. Okay, that's quite a good job. If you ask a very specific thing, what's my HRV today? Okay, can you give me advice for a training regime? So it's not really ChatGPT because it will not give you information from the internet, as you see. So, sorry. It doesn't go beyond that. Can you convert 10 pounds to kilos? It needs to have the application, and even some applications it will still not accept. Now I'm just going to show notifications, for example, all your messages and everything. The fun part, yes, I'll take something from the freezer. I'm making this message extremely long just to see the capabilities of this transcribing app. And you can send it. Also, you can use the mini keyboard to write a message and then just send. You have quick responses that are already defined. Definitely the tap to dictate is an amazing feature. Makes it very easy, and as you saw, it does respond quite quickly. The thing people were very concerned was the data information, privacy protection. You can backup just locally, email backup, network, this third-party app backup. You have to go to your app, to your profile, and there, and choose where you want to save the information. Other small issues that I find with the watch, occasionally in the mornings the watch doesn't transfer the data and doesn't sync for several hours and gets stuck. That was updated recently. Didn't happen since then, but it happened 2-3 times. After I finish the exercise, sometimes it doesn't sync the exercise automatically. It takes quite a long time and I have to restart it, so it's strange. It just occurred a few times. Oxygen sensor tested this, went to a flight. During the flight the pressure drops and the oxygen should be less, but basically what my body did was raise my respiratory rate to compensate the lack of oxygen, so my sats were constantly at 99, 98. I did compare with some medical devices. I don't see any difference, but I'm guessing it's not that good for a small device like this. You cannot move and you have to be very still to detect. So ambient light sensor, It detects the levels of intensity. The other thing, if you cover it, it will turn off the screen. Love this setting. Here, it does calculate and give me a warning for storms. It does detect when the weather is going bad. Altitude probably needs calibrating at the moment. Temperature sensor, yeah, it does work. It's mostly my external temperature, so maximum I'll get is like 35 on my skin. And if I'm outside, it will drop. I think it's mostly during the night. It's an interesting sensor, but I don't think they do much with that data. Conclusion, numerous sensor data points. The performance of this device sometimes is a bit questionable. Mostly the heart rate sensor is, but the recent update really messed up my heart rate detection. I don't know why. They did do a few updates and a lot of changing the app, and it looks way better. I think they'll do a good job in the future. Hopefully, I'll keep it, this device, for the price that it is. Great device. And that's all. See you in the next review. If you like it. That's all for today. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next one.